Hi, in this video I will show you how to put together the square canister box, which is a free SVG from Simply Crafty SVGs. So these are the pieces to the little square canister. We have the lid and the little knob at the top, and I separated this so you'll see some little cut marks there. So normally I wouldn't do that, but what I'm making is this is just the knob on top. And if you wanted to, you could always put one of these. You could cut an extra one or make it a little bit larger and cover that if you don't like it. Of course, you don't have to use the knob, but you'll see those cut marks if you don't use the knob. So this is a little freebie, one of our mini freebies at Simply Crafty SVGs. So I'm just folding the lid there. So if you go to simplycraftysvgs.com, there's a lot more as well as other files, but you can try before you buy. So if you want to try one of our freebies, then most of them have tutorials like this on the video, but a lot of the early files, which is quite a few, probably a couple hundred, I think about a couple hundred, have written instructions. So look in that PDF file if you don't find a video. And if you do like our freebies, just give me a little thumbs up and or subscribe and follow us on our channel by clicking that little bell. You'll get notified when we have new projects, new freebies, new tutorials. So let's get started. So I folded the lid a little bit here, and let's go ahead and I'm going to show you how to fold this. So I want to get the folds out of the way, and the reason is if you have them good and folded on the score lines before you glue it, it's going to be helpful to glue. So this is going to go down. See, originally I was going to put a hole in there, but I decided to do it a little bit different today, because normally I put a hole and have it slide through and the tabs go on the other side. But for this one, I like to try different things. So when this folds together, it's going to go like that. So that's going to be a valley fold. So I usually like to train it with the mountain fold first down, and then if it has a valley fold, I do it that way. So if we have them all good and ready to go, when we glue it together, it gets a little bit easier. So I'm going to put this aside. Then we're going to work on the lid. Let's do this knob first. Let's chisel away at the harder pieces. So this is the hardest piece to put together, to glue. So just make sure it's good and folded like I show. See the little valley fold there? So the valley fold is just an internal fold, and a mountain fold's a little, so it's like peaks and valleys. So a peak is a mountain fold, the valley is a valley fold. So just go ahead and start on one side. Just add glue to these two tabs here. So if you're new to doing this, this is a good starter for 3D, any kind of 3D or box project. So I'm just kind of lining that up, making sure that that edge is lined up to the fold there. And try to keep the glue off the fingertips, and I used a little damp paper towel to do that, just to keep it off my fingers and also to wipe away excess, because on this I don't want to show any of the glue. So you want to hold it as long as to get it in place. So if you've been watching me long enough, I forget how many, I think it's almost 100 freebies or maybe more by this video. I do try different things in my freebies. Techniques that maybe I want to try with a larger file. So again, I normally don't do knobs like this. Sometimes I do, depends on the knob. But normally it goes through a hole in the top, so you can watch other videos on that. There's other videos. We have some canister videos. It should pop up on your screen in the upper right, but if it doesn't, we have canisters that have knobs like that. So I always find it helpful to kind of match my thumb right here as I kind of pull it so I can see that it's flush with the fold. And then I'm just reaching in and applying pressure to the tabs on the inside. And you just have to get used to the glue you're using to know how long it takes for it to dry. I use art glitter glue with American Crafts cardstock. Primarily. I use other cardstock as well. But this is the one I use most often with my projects. It's textured on one side and non-textured on the other. If I use it consistently, I like to use the non-textured size for some of the written tags or print and cut tags. Sometimes I use the textured size, depends on what's on the tag. So what we're going to do is you want to hold it as long as possible. And then one of the other reasons I'm doing this first is so it can sit and dry. Okay, so I have to change this. So these tabs are going to be slightly different. I just didn't angle them. They're going to be slightly angled. But it really doesn't matter. Actually, we'll just keep it as is. Normally they're angled, so they fit perfectly. But you can go ahead and flip those in like that. So do those two side ones like that. And then add glue to this. And just fold it over. They're just a little bit too much. Normally the tabs are a little smaller. But that'll hold it really secure. So you see how I'm just kind of outlining it. You kind of want to rub on it to get it to secure. And I'm just doing a soft rub first because we don't want to push too far in, because if you do, you'll squish in those tabs and it won't go. So I'm not going to change those tabs. Sometimes I do a video and I'm like, oh, I'm going to change something, because I can. Because I do these videos before it comes out. But that's okay. So there's the knob. Now we want to go ahead and fold these, and the only reason I say that, we're going to put the panels on first. So this is just a simple box, but folding it will allow us to understand, to easily center the panels. So we're going to center the panel there. So let's go ahead and glue these two pieces together, and then we'll add the panels. So you just add glue to this side tab here. It gives it time to for the glue to set there too when we close the box. So just line it up. Make sure it's lined up on the top and the bottom, and it's lined. Make sure that this edge goes up to the fold but not over. And then we'll go ahead and add these. So you can see how they center. So we'll go ahead and add the rest of these, and then just so we have a couple more tabs to glue to finish the box. Although I really like other like 3D projects, I do like having the ability to make a quick project, because I know that when I worked in a corporate environment, I didn't have a lot of spare time after work with traffic and work and all that. Sometimes you just want to craft and get something done in a short period of time. That's why, it's probably why I'm partial to cards too. If I had all the free time in the world in the day, then I probably would have liked more of the 3D things back then. I did do them on occasion, but I like to do little boxes and anything that I can give away. So we're going to go ahead and just fold this over like that, flat. Then we'll add glue to the other tab. Again, don't forget to like our video if you like this project or any of our other, if you like any of our others, go ahead and give us a subscribe if you don't mind. So I like to make sure that that's good and dry. So you can see the box. Then these last ones, you know, the two options you have for this is you can fold them under. So if you just generally, here's a tip, if you have something that's going to be a little heavier, you want to fold them on the bottom. Who cares if you can see it, because it's just a gift box. So you fold on the bottom, but if you want it more aesthetic, I mean, you can always cut another square, by the way. But if you want it more aesthetically pleasing on the bottom, like people are going to flip it over and look and you care whether they see the tabs, then you could go put the tabs on the inside. To me, it's just a gift box, so I don't think, but some people care, but it's a 3x3 box, as it is right here. So you could always add another, let's say I'm going to put them on the bottom this time. And if I didn't want to see them, I could just go into my Cricut software and cut a 3x3 or to be able to cover that. So I'm just going to reach inside, apply pressure. So when I fold them over like that on the bottom, then it makes it a more sturdier box. So just making sure they're good. And there we go. So you can add some embellishments. You could add some enamel dots, or add some nouveau, or maybe a sentiment, some twine. You could just personalize it. So thank you so much. So after filming this the first time, I actually didn't like it without panels. So at first I was going to have panels. So this is the lid. So you didn't see these panels at the beginning of the video. And then there's some cut lines, and that little place where this goes. So we're going to go ahead and just center this. So center all the panels, and they have a slight edge to them. And I embossed this with the SVG embossing folder. Kind of went with the flowers. It's called, let's see if I can see what it's called. Oh, I can't quite make it out. I wrote on it, but it's coming apart. But it's that one right here. Yeah, that's the problem. I write on these and then they wipe off easily. But anyways, it's kind of a leaf pattern. I just liked the look it gives. It was too plain without panels. Sometimes I plan it because I'm like, I need to go extravagant. I like panels. I just like having multiple tones. So you want to put it on before you assemble it, and then you'll go ahead and just glue the tabs for the lid underneath the adjacent edges, lining up this edge right here to the fold. So you want to hold it as long as it's going to take to dry. The same thing, so you could hold it, the other one, while you're doing two at a time. Once you get it lined up, and this, then we'll go ahead and hold this in, the other two tabs. That didn't glue all the way down, so let's fix that. Then just make sure make sure you tuck this in before you add glue, because I had to pull it apart a little bit to get it under. So a little simple box, but canister style with the knob. So once you get this done, you want to go ahead and see the little cut marks in the middle there. We're just going to line this up and glue this on top. You might take, you just want to kind of find it, line it up, and it might take a little bit of time for it to adhere. So once you get it in place, and normally I wouldn't have that on top, but I decided to add panels, so I already had the box finished, so I just took the knob off and added the panels to a new lid. Well, then you can have this a different tone to it with the yellow and the blue on the top. That matches the blue with the box. So then once this dries, it'll go like right over like that. Just makes a fun little gift box, little square canister. Again, if you like it, go ahead and give me a little like down below. I appreciate it. And until next time, thank you for watching.